everyone, welcome back to BMW Fanatic. In this video I'm going to share some tips and tricks when you're ready to do a BMW oil change DIY on your car. Now I do have the full DIY posted on my channel. I'll post that up at the top. That shows you in depth as far as how to change the oil in your BMW. This video is showing you those tips and tricks when you're ready to change the oil that I'm going to bring a little bit more awareness and kind of highlight some of those things in this video. Be sure to watch this one fully and then head on over to the DIY so that way you can get the tips and tricks first, and then when you're watching the DIY it can make a little bit more sense on some of those things. So let's go ahead and let's go over those highlights for those pieces right here when you're ready to change the oil in your BMW. So you're gonna want to let the car idle just for a little bit so that way the oil gets warm, and then when we start draining the oil, it's gonna all feed out the way through. Here you're going to want to make sure the drain pan is at the right angle for the oil to come out, because it's going to come out at the angle and you want to make sure that it gets in the pan. If it gets on the concrete, go ahead and wipe that up immediately so that way it doesn't soak too much in. But this is crucial to let all the existing oil drain fully out. When you're trying to remove your oil filter, just put a rag around it. This will help so that way you don't have any oil that kind of comes down or kind of goes off the front. Just helps with any messes. Usually it's fine, but we'll just go ahead and put it like that. You definitely want to invest in a oil filter wrench. This one is a OE BMW one, so through that, you know, that way it fits it exactly. They're inexpensive really, and you know, it'll pay for itself down the road. It slides on, really snug fit. A little tip on getting the small O-ring off, because you got to replace that, and you got to replace this one right here. I just use a little pick tool. I use this on a lot of applications, but it makes it simple to basically go all the way around and it comes right off. Same with the small one. This one gets a little difficult to do, but with the small pick, it just pops right off. Now you're going to want to go ahead and clean just all the surface where you're going to put the new gasket at. Your new man filter, it's going to come with everything you need. New washer for the drain plug. Since this is all the way out, I just go ahead and do this now, even though it's not the filter. I put the new one on after I just clean off any old oil that's on there, just like that. And then I just set it back underneath the car, so that way it's ready for me. Take my new one, just start it on like that, work it all the way around, make sure it's on this open groove right here, this big open groove. Don't put it right here, put it right here, because you will have a leak. Make sure all the way around it's just on the right track, like that. Don't forget this top one. This top one can get a little bit tricky because it is just tight going over, but just get it started on one side and then it'll go right on. Check your new filter, make sure that all this is cleaned out, put it on here, put it all the way on. Now you may think that it's on just like that, but it's not. It needs to snap, so you're gonna just take it, push it a little bit more. Now it's on, now it's locked. There we go. That's ready to go. Don't worry about the wobbliness, because that's normal, just how it seats in there for just flexibility. But as long as it's on and you have all the gaskets on, that's all you need to worry about. Here's a little trick. Now that we still have the drain plug removed from the underneath and ready to go still. And what you're gonna do is take some oil that you have, some good oil, preferably the same brand, even same weight, but I'm only doing a little bit, so this is just gonna be a nice flush out. And basically what I'm doing is I'm pouring good new oil, so you're basically wasting it, but you are flushing out whatever's left down in the pan that's not flowing all the way out. So just a matter of filling that up a little bit. Get a little bit more. And now, coming underneath, you have a nice, clean stream of oil. This is just getting any last particles that are left in there, dirt, you know, whatever that's down in the pan. Now that we have it all ready to go, got a new filter on. Another tip here, just go ahead and clean around the surface where the gasket meets. Use a clean rag, of course. Don't want to use a old kind of garage rag because you could have a bunch of just dirt and debris on that. So I'm just using a new paper towel. Go ahead and hand tighten that. You don't need this rag anymore around it. It's going to be really hard to see on camera, but there's a blue dot that's on the black housing and on the oil filter housing. And when you have both blue dots matched up, one's right there and then the other one is literally right there. And when those two blue dots meet together, then you know this is tightened. Take your funnel, make sure it's all cleaned out. You don't have any dirt, debris, old oil, water, whatever be the case. Make sure to get all the way in the nozzle too, so you can have some stuff down in there. We're gonna take our 5W40 liquid moly, turn it in. Now you're going to do 6.8. So we're going to take it down to this line down here. Just needed a pinch more. Sitting on the floor right like that, you can go ahead and see the level. Make sure it's on 6.8. And then go ahead and cap that off. If you need to add just a pinch more, you'll be able to do so. Let it cycle through. Now's a great time to go ahead and reset the service interval for the oil change. You can use it in the BC stock menu, or you can use a BMW scan tool to be able to do so. Here you want to make sure that there are no leaks underneath the car after you change the oil and start it up. So of course, looking underneath it, making sure you don't see any puddles of oil spewing out. Go over to the engine bay, double check the cap, make sure there's nothing around the cap to ensure that you have it all good. Close the hood and you are all set. All right, once the car's been warmed up, go ahead and do your BC menu. So just keep scrolling up. Keep scrolling up till you get to oil. Once you get down to oil, just click in the BC button. And then there you go. Well guys, that is it for today. Some tips and tricks on how to change the oil in your BMW. Now like I mentioned, I do have the full DIY on my channel, so be sure to check that out of course. But you know, using quality oil, quality parts as far as to maintain the life of your engine is definitely crucial when you're wanting to prolong the life of your BMW. At 156,000 miles on my 2008 BMW 335i, I'm making sure that I do the easiest maintenance possible, like changing your oil. And using quality oil like liquid moly here, and of course the man filter. Now FC Puro carries this kit. It's a 7-quart kit. very inexpensive as far as the quality oil that you get, like liquid moly, and then of course the lifetime replacement guarantee that you get through FC Pure, especially in oil, which is definitely nice as well. Everything's in the description box below, so that way you guys can check that out. And as always, thanks for stopping in. Please be sure to check out my other DIYs that I have on the channel, informational videos, all those pieces surrounding the BMW in general, and of course highlighting some very important N54 aspects that you guys can relate to and look out for. Other than that, thank you for stopping in. Please be sure to subscribe, like this video, and of course comment below. Have a great week. See ya.